Flyover Politic Podcast, the show for normal Americans. From his undisclosed bunker, here's your host, Tony Reed.
All I know is who I don't support.
Okay, tell us.
Viet Cong. Yeah, fucking communist piece of shit.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't support the Democrat Socialists of America. Fuck them. If you think communism is so good, move to Havana, move to Pyongyang, or move to Caracas, Venezuela. I'll pay for your fucking airfare, but you gotta renounce your American citizenship. You can't come back. I'll pay for that too. Okay. Get out of the country. These young people are fucking so full of shit. And so is your mayor in Chicago, Brendan Johnson. That piece of shit. These goddamn pieces of shit politicians. That's what I think.
Welcome back to Flyover Politic Podcast. It is the 15th of August, 2026. No TikTok, just hard all day, not stopping, just brutal assault of information. Syed sisters, Obama hacking the 2012-2008, election interference all over the place, Cam Higbee and O'Keefe literally finding out anybody can vote in Minneapolis. But I'm let this man speak because he speaks for all of us. He's just a hot dog dude. Nate Friedman Show in Minneapolis. Let's listen to the brother speak.
So, sir, we just spoke to some young people.
They're full of shit, these kids today. They don't even know what communism is.
They said that you don't have to be worried about socialism.
Oh, no, okay, yeah. Look at the mayor of New York, Zoran Mamdani. That guy.
Fucking love this guy.
I mean, this country's going to shit, dude.
Yeah.
I got my good years in. I'm 67 years old, and I got my good years in. So...
Well, I mean, you look 50. I didn't think
yeah,
67. I know. So you work out all the time,
right? Of course. Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll look like me if the world doesn't destroy itself.
A lot of these young people, they haven't seen socialism, right?
They don't know what it is.
And I spoke to a young person who said, let's open the borders. What is your response to opening the borders?
Ridiculous. I'm all for legal immigration. Controlled legal immigration. We're opposed to, I'm a freedom and liberty guy. We're opposed to illegal immigration.
How hard is that?
Follow our laws and procedures. They're not that hard to follow.
They say no human is illegal.
Fine, but we have laws. That's what a country, borders, language, culture. You don't want to respect that? Go somewhere else.
The guy is a prophet, a street prophet. So Caroline Leavitt's going to be a mama now. And as you know, this is fuckface. Light a candle for Caroline Leavitt as she leaves the job. White House Secretary is perhaps the biggest liar of all time for Trump. Way to go. So many selfies, so little reflection. I won't put it up. Everybody's hands back. The updated version of CNN hoax. Trump mega White House goons bots now flooding my comments. In the last several hours, this comment count just skyrocketed. Remember, they can create ratios. They aren't really ratios. This ratio doesn't count. 2.3 million followers, cries about being constantly ratioed. Maybe you just suck, Jim. Here's the media covering it.
She has said with her family here. In your book, the first rule that you wrote for a press secretary is don't lie. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to serve as a press secretary to Donald Trump and maintain that rule?
No.
This is our 20-year. Listen to this.
Closed. It is not open. We are turning away the majority of adults.
That's a lie, you cunt. That is a lie. It's a lie. You're a fucking lying liar who lies.
Isn't she great? Is Caroline great? When she gets up there with that beautiful face and those lips.
Pfizer, but replacing her, that might be difficult. A successor would join just months before the midterms. They'd need to help Trump justify the war in Iran, defend high prices and the president's low approval ratings. And they would join in the wake of Trump's
higher than your guy
plane switch, for example, which saw the White House telling reporters
we're going to talk about it.
Threat, only
the plane
I want to
switch.
ask you more about those other Americans in a moment. Let me just follow up with one other thought on Robert Gilman. And first of all, the president and the Trump administration certainly deserve credit. They're the ones who got Mr. Gilman home. So we're glad that he is back home and hopefully getting all the care that he deserves. deserves right now. But as we saw in some of the video, he and his mom were given these red Trump hats before they even reached U.S.
Don, not only did Cunningham's comments ignite demonstrations on both sides of this debate.
Sorry, these are out of order. On my bad. Here's the last
light a
one.
Candle for Caroline Leavitt. Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary. She
This
says
guy
apparently
is
Donald
such a
Trump
piece of
said she's
shit.
leaving, that she's resigning as White House press secretary. I don't know, was Caroline given a choice in this? Maybe she was given a choice. Maybe she's doing this on her own volition. But, and we could go through a highlight. This came on so suddenly.
I'm not going to continue. You know, I remember when Get Back to You fucking Psaki did it. And I remember them losing their fucking shit. So let's go into what this isn't. Let's do this. So this is an article from Newsweek. Is Pete Hegseth checking the USS Abraham Lincoln's testosterone? So how it goes is some little twat complained about something to somebody, and they're a liberal. So they came, and now it's all CNN's talking about. I'm about to play a fucking feed. This is what they're talking about. And this is the response by SETCOM. Over the past 40 hours, multiple media outlets have reported several false claims related to the USS Abraham Lincoln deployment to the Middle East. One report alleged 7 sailors died in a brawl aboard the aircraft carrier, and others have recently suggested a spike in suicidal ideation. These reports are false. Fact, the USS Abraham Lincoln has maintained among the highest crew enlistment rates of all aircraft carriers. The sailors and Marines are fucking just fine, and this happened under Obama and every other president during the War on Terror, and you didn't give a fuck. But now you're making shit up? That's what you're doing. You're making shit up. So here's that piece of fucking shit, Burnett, talking about it.
Tonight, a shocking new report that multiple sailors aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln have tried to jump overboard amid poor conditions and mental stress on the ship. This is according to new reporting from the Military Times, which spoke to the wife of one of those sailors, who says she's spoken to her husband only a handful of times since he tried to jump.
What was Fortune doing
he is
when
now
she
on
was
medical
last
hold.
heard from? And
the Military Times is also reporting severe food shortages on board and that sailors are running out of just basic needs, toothpaste, deodorant, soap. This crew has been at sea for 9 months amid Trump's war in Iran. That includes
Trump's war, not the U.S.
250 consecutive days without setting foot on land. 250 consecutive days. That is a record. Out front now, Natalie Olivero. She is the Military Times journalist who broke the story, and she is also a Navy veteran. Natalie, I appreciate your time. I mean, the details you have in this story are...
And I'm going to stop because it's all made up. It's one fucking person. It's hearsay. And at the end of the day, this person's a Trump-hating cunt bag. Let's talk about I didn't even cover it. Black woman hung. Do we remember this? Does anybody remember this? I didn't cover it on the show because I knew it was fucking big. They also ignored the indictment of the SPLC CEO guy. So I'm going to let that be. I'll make sure I got my slides going because I think I'm out. Okay, we're going to cover that in a second. This right here, boys and girls, this right here is the story that CNN ran. But before, this is the person that hung the black lady. That's the person. But of course, they ran the story like this.
What was Fortune doing when she was last heard from, and what do we know about these other hanging deaths?
Yeah, so her mother told ABC News that she last saw her on July 26th, that she had traveled to Kentucky for a family reunion. But it was about a week later, Fortune lived in Mississippi, that police found her body hanging from a tree outside of an abandoned home in Jackson, Mississippi. A 29-year-old, she was a mother of 4. Now, to this point, as you mentioned, police have not indicated publicly whether they officially consider her death suspicious, only that they're continuing to try and work through this to determine the causes or the circumstances surrounding her death. And they haven't identified.
Her black boyfriend arrested. You don't hate CNN enough. 1. Corey Zagos, white homeless man, cause of death, suicide by hanging. DeMarvius Reed, black student, cause of death, suicide by hanging. Tessa Fortune, black woman, cause of death, under investigation on the 13th. These are the 2 women who originally wrote the story for the Associated Press. And they're both white people that fucking hate Trump, hate white people, and went with this shit when the next day they arrested the
publicly
boyfriend.
Any suspects. Now, to this point, it is clear that city officials have been very deliberative in their messaging here, not jumping to any premature conclusions or even offering speculation. And to that point, I just want you to listen to what the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi has said on this.
Mississippi is the key word.
And what he told our local affiliate, WAPT.
People are upset about it, and quite naturally they should be. This is something that's...
Oh, wait a minute. He's a black guy. Holy shit.
Very disturbing situation in case in our city and in our state. But we're not going to jump to conclusions.
Now, the mayor says they are expecting to hear Thursday from the state medical examiner's office on the official cause of death. Again, a lot we still don't know here, but obviously the raw imagery of a black person hanging from a tree in the American South evokes a very painful history.
A painful history that has nothing to do with the situation, but you ran with it anyway, because that's what you do, because you're pieces of shit. Then we have this one right here that the media ran with. It's a lady that was at gunpoint. Video of ICE agent pulling gun on wife and mother who was a U.S. citizen born and raised in the area near Bailey Crossroads in North Virginia yesterday. Chilling, they claimed. She almost ran them over until she told them she had video proving that it was a lie. Here's a fact. The Loudoun VA1 was obstructed at ICE Gov to the point that agents pulled a gun on her as he chased them and tried to cut them off. Caroline Mitchell Molina, both she and her husband Vincent have problem with driving safely in North Virginia. They have all these fucking things. Molina's history of driving problems. Like 20 fucking tickets, and she's messed with ICE a bunch. But of course, nobody puts that out. They just run this fucking video. Where the fuck is the goddamn video? I thought I had the fucking video. Where's the fucking video? Oh, there it is. Here's the video.
You recorded us. You almost ran us over.
I didn't almost
You
run
almost
you over.
ran us over.
You're
Stop
so
playing.
full of shit.
Stop playing.
You are full of shit.
All right? You're not funny.
You're not funny.
I will arrest you. Keep it up.
I'm a legal citizen.
Keep it up. I don't care.
It's another one of those. They're going to make it look like ICE is bad because they don't got anything to show that ICE is bad. Pretty, that bitch. You fuck around, you get shot. This motherfucker, because they got to show the fascist, fucking painted all over the World War II memorial, which is the war that we fought fascists. So who's the fucking fascist? I'm asking. Here's a doctor admitting, of course we kill babies at full term.
Are people coming to you from other states now? You're in Colorado.
Yeah. I've had patients coming to me from all over the country since I opened my practice.
Oh.
And that's been especially true since I developed the techniques and instruments and procedures for doing the later abortions, which are much more difficult and take a lot more expertise and experience.
Do you ever get any women in their second half of the second trimester or in the third trimester that say they have no medical problems, they just don't want the baby, they change their mind? Would you do it?
Well, of course, if the woman doesn't want to be pregnant, there's no justification for forcing her to continue the pregnancy.
Okay. Has that happened?
That happens all the time, of course.
Boom. He's a fucking piece of shit.
We want
Look at
your babies. We want your babies.
They wrote it into law. Here's NBC, something about a surrogate didn't want something with the baby. They'll run anything they can possibly
And in
run
Texas,
about
a story
babies.
that is garnering a lot
They're
of
obsessed.
headlines. A couple surrogate
Obsessed.
is now fighting for custody of the baby boy she carried, arguing she should be given parental rights instead of the biological parents who are also fighting for him. Ryan Chandler explains what led to this.
In the article, they should have just aborted the baby. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Chicago is giving people furloughs, murder suspects furloughs.
This is the city of Chicago, a state attorney, blowing the whistle on the ankle monitoring system and how broken it is, especially for people who have committed violent crimes.
The electronic monitoring statute now allows 2 free-to-roam days. So what that means is you're not being monitored during your 2 free-to-roam days. Actually, what the statute says is a minimum of 2 free to roam days. So, and normally if it was still how it was originally for nonviolent people, it wouldn't be a problem. But what has happened is we now have 87 people charged with murder or attempt murder on electronic monitoring. We have 181 sexual assault defendants on electronic monitoring. So currently there's 3,200 people on electronic monitoring. The Chief Judge's Office just gave us a stat of 10 to 12%, so over 300 people are AWOL. They have no idea where they are. Well, not a big deal if it's a retail theft. It's a very big deal if that person is a murderer. Of course.
Yeah. This is Savannah DA prepared to drop all charges against 3 black men accused of brutally beating a man at a gas station. He was white. Internal documents cite lack of evidence. The entire incident was on camera.
Yeah,
Look at this shit.
He can see it. I don't want to know what happened. Come on.
That's the left. Fuck it. Why do the real thing? Why actually take care of people? And I'm wrong. He was a black guy. But fuck that black guy. Who cares? Air Force One, we had the flu again, Afghan, different presidents. This has never happened to me. Hey, we need to impeach him, Seth Abramson, because he's a fucking piece of shit who also said we need to put a bullet into it. John Roberts, update on real Donald Trump's departure from Turkey, and he spells it I-Y-E like a douche. Report that the decoy Air Force One was flanked by fighter jets that traveled to the UK. The press poll has been instructed to keep their window shades down for the journey. So Jake Tapper and Caitlin Collins were being overdramatic? Yeah. Here's CNN. They first of all, here's this bitch, but remember, she's a real journalist.
One of the big unanswered questions, ever since President Trump confirmed he did
Look
take
at the way
that
she's
secret
walking
flight out
and
of Turkey
moving.
last month,
Like
is
this
if
is
officials
real
felt
news.
it wasn't safe enough for the president to fly on Air Force One, how was it safe enough for everyone else to still do so? CNN has confirmed that Secretaries Marco Rubio and Scott Bessent were still on that primary plane, but those weren't the only officials. So were other members of the White House staff.
They spent so much time on this.
How amazing what she is telling the world tonight with this very plain, simple language, which is truth is paramount. Don't lie about it. This is history. And I think this is where
this is the ex-lady who's a lib. There's another. Look at this.
Think about that, and
she's
Barbara
just on
Starr, when
TV.
you
She's
hear this new
happy.
reporting tonight from the New York Times about how specific this threat was. I mean, the president there was saying his response is whatever, and he just does what the Secret Service tells him. But the New York Times is saying that U.S. intelligence knew there was a specific threat.
I think that this is really one of those breaches of trust that
Breaches
is calling into question
of trust.
the veracity of statements made in the future by this White House that I think that they are going to have to reckon with. And of
Everything they say, you say is a lie. Everything they do as an initiative, you say is stupid. You help the left block them with talking points. Go eat a bag of dicks. This is pretty interesting midterm vote because it doesn't jive with what the left's talking about.
They don't care. They don't care. I mean, just look at these numbers. Okay, top issue in midterm vote. You can list up the 3 issues. The economy, not surprisingly, comes in at number 1 at 54%. Immigration, 28%. Look where climate change is. It's tied for 14th.
Nobody cares.
All the way down here at 3%. Johnny, I'm not the greatest mathematician in the world, but I sure as heck know that 54% is a whole heck of a lot higher than 3%.
Here is a lady, and I'm posting this, so let me pause. This is Elizabeth McLaughlin. This was like all over the place on TikTok. To every woman, this is, okay, we are in 2026. He took office. It'll be a year and a couple months. To every woman who threw up on election night, who sobbed on the bathroom floor, who dry heaved trying to imagine how to tell her kids what had happened, who couldn't stop physically shaking, who felt the horror of what was come, I say this, we knew. Now, do you people really did this, but do you think this lady did it? No, she did not. But this is what they do. They're performative. Everything is performative with the left. It's all about emotions. They performative this shit over and over. And these douche nozzles at CNN believe that's what people really think because they're liberals and their feed is all liberal. All they have is fucking liberal 24 hours a day. So they don't see that the normal American, like this black lady, is looking at the WNBA going, what the fuck is wrong with you people? You can't identify a woman? You can't identify a woman.
Women are 51% of the population. We need to start acting like it. Boycott the WNBA. They don't know what a woman is. They don't know how to protect women in girls' sports. And the WNBA, the W that stands for woman, not trans, that starts with a T. Woman. Y'all don't know what that is? Boycott them. Our girls deserve fairness in their sports and in the locker room. And I'm just having it really up to here with the WNBA and the cowardice. And every fucking WNBA player that says, oh, I don't mind a trans on a team with me, you're fucking lying. You haven't had it. You haven't experienced having a male in the locker room with you.
Punch you in your face.
It's fucking demeaning. It crosses our boundaries. It disregards our privacy and what we actually want as
Preach, sister.
The WNBA and any other sports league that allows men to play with women. Boycott them.
Yep, boycott that ass. I'm going to finish this with Mehdi Hassan, who we're going to cover today quite a bit with this racist shit. I wonder if the White House press corps will finally go a little harder on Trump now that they know he was okay with potential telling them he could die. I wonder if you will speak about was the real threat and the ideology follows and how much of that ideology aligns with your beliefs. Because this is a picture that somebody sends back to him, and I'm asking a question. We will kill Trump. Wait until you hear the punchline. Who would have killed them? It would have been your people. Would they go harder on Iran for planning to kill them? It's over 90% negative propaganda against Trump already. They don't care about the truth, and neither do you. Just own your personal grudge and stop being a douche. But they don't know how. They just don't know how. So I rarely run my little bumpers like I used to, but I'm going to put a bumper in right now because this shit about Obama is fucked up.
Software made by Smartmatic from Rudy, and I want to get your take on what you and I spoke about just a few minutes ago, and that is a gentleman named Peter Neffringer. Tell me how he fits into all of this.
Now, if you were channeling through this time, you would learn stuff, but most of it was thought as, well, it's Alex Jones crap. The Skiff. The compromised election company known as Smartmatic, which has ties to foreign countries of dominion, just happened to appoint a prior member of the Obama administration named Peter Neffringer to its U.S. board of directors, and then just happened to coincidentally chosen to be Joe Biden's presidential transition team for the 2020 election. Nothing to see here, just a massive conflict of interest and a willful blindness involvement of the CIA, CISA, the FBI, DHS, and SA, and many others in order to steal an election and install a puppet president for the deep state cabal. The entire State Farm election fraud incident was caught on camera from the Georgia 2020 election. This one incident alone was enough to flip Georgia to Trump. From the secret handoff election devices early in the day to when a skirted table is placed with the hidden ballots underneath, to lying to the poll observers saying the counting is done for the night. The arena is cleared out and ballots are pulled out from under the table, skirted table, and some stacks of ballots are counted over and over again all throughout the night with no observers present, which is illegal until Biden cleared the margin of victory. And the reality is that was literally filmed live by MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, which then cut away because in the background, she accidentally said, are you still counting? Are you still counting?
All right, look at that. See, right there. Okay.
All right, look at that. See, right there. Okay.
I'd also like to focus on the two people that are involved in this. I think the woman in charge here is named Ruby Freeman. And I think her daughter, Shay Freeman Moss, either was helping her here or helping her early.
You watch this stuff. If you watch this, they pulled them out. They did stuff. But the problem was they had done a great job at disparaging everybody that was on Trump's side, right? Everybody on Trump's side was fucked up. As an officer of the court, you're willing to put your name on a legal pleading alleging that the machines used in Georgia in 2018 were switching votes illegally from one candidate to another. Is that correct? Yes. When a lawyer working with the top Democrat operatives admit under oath the voting machines in Georgia switch votes from one candidate to another, we have a huge security problem. This, of course, wasn't put out by the media. We didn't have this briefing. Unless you were a geek and you watched this, which I didn't.
You were willing to
never fucking heard that. I never heard this. And I'm getting to a point in a second. This literally was on.
As an officer of the court, you were willing to put your name on a legal pleading alleging that the machines used in Georgia in 2018 were switching votes illegally from one candidate to another. Is that correct?
Yes.
There have been consistent concerns about public confidence in the security of our elections. Do you agree that those concerns are legitimate?
I think many of the concerns are legitimate.
That's a Democrat saying all this shit. Then you get into the numbers. Never saw all this. New York Times Edison Research election data collected showed a total of over 3,469,261 Trump votes switched or deleted from the 2020 election from Dominion and ESS election machines. Pennsylvania, 220,883 switched, 941,248 lost. New Jersey, 80,000, lost 20. Florida switched 21,000, lost 456. Michigan 20,000, 2013, lost 21,882. That flips the whole thing. Georgia 17,407. He lost 33,574 votes. Every state, Michigan, New York, Georgia, Ohio, Virginia, Louisiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, switched 2,078, lost 3,408. It was so narrow. Missouri, Colorado, Utah, New Hampshire, Iowa, New Mexico, California, Arizona, 4,492 switched votes. Minnesota, 2,700 missed, 195,000 lost. So do the math on that and tell me that didn't change the outcome of Minnesota. ESS, Nebraska, 30,000 switched. Kentucky, 81 and lost 23. Arkansas, 3,000, lost 20. South Carolina, 2,775. This was only the initial finding. It does not include duplicate voting. This was not some. This was a fucking trend on TikTok. Showed all of this.
What Sidney Powell has done, she shed light on what could be really the smoking gun of election fraud. Now, going right into the data, the data shows votes switched from President Trump to Vice President Joe Biden. It also shows votes disappearing.
This is Dominion.
And then the more important one is this next slide. Democrat operatives forged signatures. Now, this is the part that I never have ever heard. Forged signature for Obama and Hillary Clinton to get on the ballot in 2008 election. He was never legally elected as a president. The Democrat operatives were from Indiana and went to prison after they got caught 3 years after the 2008 election in 2012. Between 100 and 200 signatures for Obama were fraudulent out of the 500 needed to even get on the ballot to be elected. So he was never even really a selection in 2008 to begin with. Democrats can't win elections, they cheat. This wasn't on Fox. This wasn't on Daily Wire. This wasn't on anything other than CNN.
The 2008 race, Democratic operatives in Indiana were convicted of faking signatures on the presidential petitions that put then Senator Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton on the ballot.
In my home state of Indiana, St. Joseph County,
there you go.
The gentleman you previously worked for, David Axelrod, Barack Obama, got on the ballot because Democrats in that county submitted fraudulent ballot petition signatures. People, including the Democrat county chair, went to jail over that. Barack Obama should not have been on the primary ballot in the state of Indiana.
So many signatures were phony that authorities said the president may not have actually had enough.
Then let's go about the 1.7.
After reviewing military efforts against ISIS in Iraq and Syria, President Obama for the first time addressed questions about a $400 million payment to Iran at the time 4 detained Americans were released.
We announced these payments in January, many months ago. There wasn't a secret. This wasn't some nefarious deal. We do not pay
There's no evidence
ransom for hostages. We do not pay ransom. We didn't here, and we don't. We won't in the future.
As yet, the administration has refused to say if the plane ferrying the Americans from Iran to Switzerland departed before or after the currency arrived, deepening the sense Iran viewed it as ransom. The president suggested the nature of the payment, not the timing, made the story intriguing.
Yeah, it was done by Valerie Jarrett, and that money also may have helped in 2020, but more importantly, it killed U.S. soldiers, and nobody gives a fuck. How about this? We were told by this fucking piece of shit that there were no illegal votes in Michigan. They just charged people for illegally voting in Michigan. This is two different administrations. There are no non-citizens. There are. And then they literally came up, and here is the audio of them admitting that they fucking did let people fucking vote.
I agree as well. We're doing everything we can to ensure that non-citizens are not able to vote and that only U.S. citizens vote in our election. And it's working. There's no evidence that non-citizens are voting. If they were, it would be easy to prove since voting records are public. And despite numerous organizations spending a lot of money to try to convince people that non-citizens are voting, none of these groups have actually been able to provide any evidence of it.
Well, that's kind of fucking weird because we have proof that did
There's
happen.
no evidence that non-citizens are voting.
No evidence. There is evidence. It just was put out. They did vote. We've had illegals voting all over the fucking country because they let them vote in locals, so why wouldn't they vote in an election? And once again, these are the people that go on TV every fucking day and tell us he's stealing democracy. He's stealing democracy. Here are 3 more sound bites from this that I never heard this shit. And I know I say on this show ad nauseum that there's no way he got 82, but Obama got 69. There's just no fucking way.
Government employee has been fired from her government job for helping to rig the 2020 presidential election in Joe Biden's favor.
Yep.
Former Lumberton mayor and current township committee woman Gina LaPlaca is now facing new criminal charges. So she and her husband, Jason Carty, are accused of fraudulently putting LaPlaca on the Democratic primary ballot for the June 26th Lumberton township.
I'll give you an example of where it has been determinative.
Well, I won't play this again. This is like the smoking gun shit that we don't ever see, and you don't find it until it's way, 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 way down the fucking road. But how about James O'Keefe? What are they up to? Well, this is pretty interesting because this is how they win Minneapolis. This is how Minneapolis and the left wins these things. This is Anthony Rubin. Yesterday, I walked into a polling place in Minneapolis with 2 Muslim men and told the poll workers they were Hamas militants from the Gaza Strip. The poll workers are ready to get them registered to vote, so as long as I vouch for them. Full video dropping soon. I haven't seen his video, so let me click over and see. Did he drop it? Friday's wisdom while producing the story was still playing this. Lawrence. Okay, I'm going to bookmark this guy and keep up with him. But James O'Keefe and company did. They went like this, the Justice League, as a ride in Minneapolis. After sweating my ass off in full hijab for a day, I could say with certainty that Muslim women are oppressed. I did it for America. Feeling cute. Might delete after I prove vulnerabilities of Minnesota's voting systems. That is a person on the polling place. Do you think that maybe that's a liberal? I'm just asking. So you go through this and you go, okay, that's really nothing, Tony. That's not nothing. Yeah, it is. Here we go. This is them literally going in and fucking voting and being able to vouch for 8 fucking people. 8 fucking people.
Allah, you're probably wondering what is going on right now. Well, tomorrow I'm going to polling stations in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is primary day. I'm not actually gonna vote. I'm not gonna touch
this
the
is
ballots,
6 minutes.
But I'm gonna see if they will give me the ballots of random people who are actually registered to vote, real people, and see if they'll just hand me those ballots, because there's no voter ID here. I don't actually have to show my ID in order
You
to
see
vote.
here, you've got 2 different
Minnesota also
absentee.
has a voucher program where I can bring up to 8 additional people who are not registered to vote. They do not have to show their IDs. All I have to do is sign a piece of paper that says those 8 people live in the precinct, and they can vote that day. I'm actually going to sign the piece of
No
paper.
citizenship
but I'm
required.
going to see if they'll allow
They can
it.
just vote. That's why they cheat. They fucking cheat. They're letting illegals and Islamists go in. So here they walk the fuck in. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm gonna play this out. There's that fucking poll worker. Goddamn nightmare.
All right, guys, it's election day in Minneapolis. James O'Keefe and I are going to go around the city to different polling stations, and we're going to see if they will allow us to vote without IDs, and then we're also going to see if they will allow us to vouch for other people who aren't even registered to vote. We're going to see how it goes. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment what you think of this down below, and hit the bell notification so you know when I post and when I'm live. I'll see you in a second.
Believable or
Looks
no?
good.
Is the voice believable or no?
Yeah, I think it's good.
You're such a liar.
I'm about to go into the first polling station with a decoy, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. She's going to be my vouchee, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to vouch for her. She doesn't have a voter registration or anything like that. I'm just going to go in and say, this is my friend, I vouch that she lives here.
Hello.
Here.
Have you voted here before?
No.
No. Okay, well, go down to where it says voting, take a right, and they'll help you out in there.
Thank you.
And thank you for leaving the vote. Yep, we'll go right in there. Yeah.
So I didn't set it up right. This is Cam Hibby doing it first. I didn't do the O'Keefe. But you can go to both their sites and you'll see it. Let me speed it up a little bit. Here we go. Listen.
What was it again?
Genevieve.
Genevieve?
Wait.
What is your address?
All right, guys, I'm with my good friend and colleague, Jonathan Cho. Wait. I got a phone call.
And
vouch.
I'm sorry?
Vouch.
She's vouching?
I vouch.
Oh, for her? And is she Genevieve?
No.
You're Genevieve.
I am.
Yeah. So are you wanting to vote first? You're gonna have to make a phone call.
Yes. But can she vote if I vouch?
No, good luck. Does she live within this precinct?
Yes.
Yep, we can get her registered. So are you wanting to vote first though?
Yes, but vouch for her.
Okay.
So she vote. So if I vouch, she votes.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep. So,
She, we no ID. No
Sorry?
no ID. We no ID.
well, she'll need ID.
She need ID.
Yes. So we have a list
Okay.
of ID, and then you'll vouch that she
It's
lives
a
where she
piece
says
of
she
paper
lives.
they can make up.
These are the acceptable ID.
I was told affidavit. I was told affidavit. I signed affidavit for her
Tim?
vouch.
But we still need an ID to show that she is who she says she is.
Okay.
So the vouching is that she lives where she says she is, but
Does she need to be registered?
so that's how we would register is
Oh, she registered today.
But we still need the ID.
Okay, and she registered today.
She can register today
Okay.
if she has ID,
Okay.
and then you vouch that she lives in the district, in the precinct.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have ID on you?
We do not
Like
have.
a photo ID?
We do not have ID.
Nothing on this list. So like a state ID, passport, military or veteran ID. Or,
No, we no have ID. We no have pocket.
Okay. So then without any form of ID, photo ID, then she wouldn't be able to register.
Can I vote without ID?
Yes, if you're already in the system,
Okay. Okay.
then you can vote.
Ooh.
If you're already in the system.
Hold on. I just need to point this out. I walked into this polling station with a random name of a random person who is registered to vote in this precinct. I am not that person. Here I am in full niqab, and this poll worker was prepared to allow me to...
So how many times do they walk around and just vouch for people? Quite a bit. Here is James O'Keefe back in the day showing that this piece of fucking shit in 2020 had ballots in his car for Omar. He was ballot
Maya
harvesting.
Angelou once said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. She didn't say the second time. She didn't say the third time. She said the first time, and certainly not when they're trying to gaslight an entire electorate. So when I hear Abdul Al-Sayed say that he wants to abolish the Second Amendment...
You see here, you've got two different absentee ballots under your name.
That's illegal, right?
That's illegal. It's against the law, yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, see, in all this, let me see if we can get to the guy where, hopefully I got it. These are the ones where it's all fake. And they're all fake IDs.
Yeah, well,
and then over here is the one, my bad, that he literally, this is the driver who literally...
James O'Keefe here in down...
This was 5 years ago. Listen to this. This guy incriminates himself, showing that he's basically just ballot harvesting, making shit up.
Self-incriminating himself, bragging about all the illegal ballot harvesting that he does.
Money is everything. Money is the key.
Well, if you're all in the same precinct,
yes,
and you are already ready.
Here, period. You know what I'm saying? Lacag is everything. Campaign lacag baa wata. $200 iyo $100 oo waxa la yiraahdaa iyada iyo awowga iyo iska soo qaadeen. You cannot campaign that. You gotta have an investment to campaign.
You gotta have an investment.
You gotta have a fundraisers. You gotta have waxa la yiraahdo. You gotta have the whole team. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. You see, my car is full. All these are absentee ballots. Can't you see? Look at these. My car is full. My car is full. He pulls up to the thing and there's a bunch of them. Just went out and got fucking ballots. Here's O'Keefe doing the same fucking thing.
Well, if you're all in the same precinct,
Yes.
and you are already registered, which looks like you are, then you can vouch for them as ID for them.
Oh, good. She says to me, I say they do not need ID. She says, you are the ID.
He is the ID.
See, I am
See
the ID.
difference? So they can do whatever the fuck they want. The first lady was probably doing the right thing. You got to have an ID, but you can vouch they live here. The second lady, and why I wanted to play it, tells him, you are the ID. They'll let anybody fucking vote. You vouch on a sworn paper that nobody's going to fucking prove you on. Nobody's going to go back and check. Nobody's going to check at your signature. Nobody's going to check that you did it. You just fucking vote and get away with it. This is an election thing from Hochul.
And that's one of the reasons I'm proud that we signed one of the most comprehensive laws to rein in ICE in the entire country. It prohibits law enforcement agencies from having formal agreements with ICE. That means unless a crime has been committed, ICE cannot use local cops, their jails, their technology, to use local cops for civil immigration enforcement.
That's why they don't want ICE. That's why they're fighting ICE so hard in Minneapolis, New York, New Jersey, Texas. They're fighting them because that's how they win elections. They can turn Texas blue by dumping a shit ton of fucking Arabs down there and then letting those fucking Arabs vote by vouching. Then you have three-prong attack on this election integrity. I mean, therefore I am. He went out and he pulled up and did a study on who are these fucking influencers. Because everywhere you look, there are fucking influencers everywhere for the left. So here we go.
I just got back from getting groceries here in New York, and I swear this receipt would have been $50, is now $100. I'm not even meaning to get that much stuff, it's just the bare essentials. Stuff for work.
So this is her name, Maggie Snyder. Like many others, Snyder seemingly became involved in politics overnight. On her LinkedIn profile, she lists herself as a digital marketing and social media strategist based in LA, California. She currently runs multiple YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok accounts, saying she's all over the fucking country. On some of them, she teaches others how to make thousands of dollars a month. On others, she posts about relationships and breakups. Her political career began only in May when she started campaigning for Tom Steyer in the California governor race. After he finished third in the June primary, her handlers quickly pivoted to attacking MAGA, Republicans in New York. She could claim she simply moved to New York City, but that doesn't explain the video still being filmed from the exact same apartment with identical decor and set up the same day she showed her California voting sticker and walked the streets after the June 3rd gubernatorial primary. It's physically impossible to have matching apartments in both states. Her new mega bashing content also clashes with her claims of struggling with affordability in New York, while she continues posting from same spacious apartment and from a pool, all while teaching people how to make thousands of dollars. Props where they're due, though. She cooks and eats healthy food. This is on his expose showing they're all cons. I'm going to play this one out, and then I'll show you this one.
Republicans continuing to raise tariffs only
See?
for that money to go back into their pockets while our groceries are
Okay, I'm going to speed it up. I guarantee that. Here we go.
Republicans want to go to war instead of lowering the cost of living.
Next.
Anything, unless we have
Ready?
Republicans.
Every time I work my ass off to just
As a
earn
California
little bit more,
voter,
this
climate
country
policy matters
brings
a
the
lot
floor
to
up to
me.
meet me. I've been busting my ass so that I'm no longer paycheck to paycheck, and I can save and enjoy my life and have a little bit better.
Next.
Over $4,000 for a studio apartment. Average gas price is $4.20 for the cheap gas.
You know it's a pattern? It's brainwashing. In my expose, officially created TikTok accounts run by paid influencers to attack Trump and MAGA Republican New York. All at first glance, you think these concerned New York voters coming online to share genuine worries about affordability. Nothing could be further from the truth. Some of them live in opposite side of the country while claiming they reside in New York City. Democrats hiring an entire network of MAGA Republican attackers to flood viewers with the same tired talking points, only to prove one thing: they have zero real policies. Here is the video of her, and you'll see it's the same fucking apartment. And she's in California.
As a California voter, climate policy matters
Boom.
a lot to me because we are actually...
And we go to what we just heard.
I needed to make $20,000 by the end of the month. This is what I do. Grab your computer, phone, laptop, whatever you have, open it. Head to YouTube, search glass cutting fruit ASMR, and you're going to see a bunch of videos that were all made with AI. YouTube pays creators between $2,000 and $5,000 per million views, and these videos have a lot more than that.
I was talking to my friend from Europe about the cost of living in Ohio and just how everything has gotten so unaffordable, and he was literally shocked. He was like, but Ohio's a cheap state.
Ready?
I'm lucky to find $4 a gallon. That is insane. I was telling my European friend that I'm working 2 jobs to barely cover my living expenses, and he was shocked, thinking that my...
Flip to the end.
Job still doesn't feel like it's enough. Like, I'm still struggling. And she's like, you're still struggling?
Here comes another one.
Back from getting groceries here in New York, and I swear.
Sorry, it's the same one. Here's the second one
the
of
European
the third.
mind cannot comprehend how expensive it is to live in America, especially Texas. I was talking to my friends from Sweden.
Texas.
No, everything is expensive, and Republicans and Trump wanted.
I was explaining to my friend that rent in Atlanta is insane, and he literally said, I thought Georgia...
It used to be affordable, and now the prices for everything is so jacked up, and it's not proportional to how the state is.
Next.
And it's just so frustrating.
One of my friends here in North Carolina, and we both said the same thing. We both said we feel like that every single...
It's all faux. And the thing is, it's genius. It's fucking genius. These kids are brain dead. They'll believe Alana. Some are living with their folks. They're all fucked up. And thus they can go and just fucking whitewash, as we segue, into our socialist section. Here is, do we remember NBC? They stole Hong. They stole Hong. I didn't get the goddamn picture. There it is. Networks whitewash socialist candidates with fuzzy progressive branding. 84, only 21 said it was actually socialist because they don't want to do that. Daniel Dale whines about GOP ad that we played last time that's dangerous to the candidate because he's got a fucking fact check. K-File, which is fucking a libtard, he's hitting, why didn't she just hide the crazy? K-File laments that Hong didn't pull a Biden basement strategy. How much of Hong's loss can be attributed to her bizarre decision to spend the last 10 days of the campaign responding to questions about abolishing the police or Thanksgiving abolition? She should have just gone on national TV. Why did the candidate campaign, asked the journalist? Because they don't want him to. Who do you fucking think tells Biden to hide in the basement? Who the fuck you think? I watched until 1 a.m. Hong was on track to win by a slim margin. So many things about the Wisconsin primary election do not make sense. In my opinion, the Democratic machine found the votes to thwart Hong nationally. Hong couldn't win. It would hurt the Democratic brand nationality. Tom Tiffany would have been swimming in donations to beat a crazy commie. The national GOP was already running ads with her in them. I think conservative influence couldn't resist the low-hanging fruit of Francesca Hogg's tweets. The rise of DSA, something people like me have been talking about for years, was finally mainstream. The Democrats couldn't hide the Frankenstein. The tsunami of Hom Oppo research, though, I think was pumped in from Democrats who wanted the right to do their dirty work. If Hong was a beatable candidate, if the DSA narrative was going to help the GOP across the country, why not keep her powder dry? Why not be more disciplined? 2 weeks of Hong is crazy press giving a boost to Crowley. Also, plausible deniability, she narrowly loses it. David Crowley previously dropped out of the race first, and he had a big sexual scandal brewing. And everyone knew Sarah Rodriguez had been chosen and blah, blah, blah. This goes on for fucking ever because she's fucking butthurt. But it didn't stop El Sayed. Because El Sayed is super fucking fucked up. Like, this guy is super fucked. He is like, we are going to play today his crazy ass sister. Boys and girls, girls and boys. This fucking shit is bad, bro. This fucking shit is bad. So, we're going to start with just basic DSA stuff, and then we're going to bump in to his fucking sister. All right, so let's start with some sound bites of the DSA, who that lady believes is the people we need to fucking talk about. We'll start with Hasan Piker. Now, remember, Hasan Piker is not a crazy fucking leftist socialist. He says that shit. He's a fucking Islamist. So as they're going down this road of Hasan Piker's good guy, nobody wants to admit Hong fucking campaigned with this dick face. And what happened? He fucking lost big time. So this is him. What is the picture for this? Let me find. I want to get the first soundbite. In a tie, brown suit. Ah, fuck it. It's all the same. I think I'm just going to play him. This is him all week.
For that, when you think about this kind of thing, remember that there is a network of money and moneyed interest coming directly from the Israeli government to conduct this kind of narrative peddling. Happy to help form a litigation team for you to go after these clowns. I mean, the only thing we have on our side is a people-powered movement. Institutions, at least for the time being, will not defend us. So it'll be less difficult. It'll be easier to deliver our message.
This is August 11th.
It'll be more difficult, though, because the establishment will not underestimate us. They will continue to undermine us, but they will not underestimate us. So the knives will be out.
So, far-left streamer Tom Piker warned that knives will be out after Social Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate Francis Hong lost the Democratic Party. What they're not taking in account, because they're fucking stupid as fuck, is that people fucking see this guy for what he is. And he's with El Sayed. And he is not winning right now.
We have endured suffering under the communist regime, and we believe that...
Okay, fuck you, dude. I mean, seriously, fuck you. It's unconstitutional. Man, you can fuck and suck me from the back, okay? I fuck the Constitution. I wipe my ass with the Constitution. It's a fucking piece of paper, dude. Shut the fuck up. Motherfuck the Constitution and motherfuck this country, okay? You stupid bitch.
Mm-hmm. This guy is the guy that's campaigning with these people. That one didn't work. Here is Ben Shapiro. I'm going to play it briefly.
Mehdi Hassan did what you would expect. Mehdi Hassan, an import from Al Jazeera and a spokesperson for Qatar. It is difficult to come up with a more bigoted, Islamophobic, and cliched trailer than this one. Okay, so I have a question. Why?
Oh, my bad. This is about the his fucking live, fight, hide Islamist stuff. Piker did do it, and I put it in here, but I don't think I got that sound back, so we're move along. Mehdi Hassan lost his fucking mind over this shit, and Hassan will be there in a second because we're going to have him. This is what liberals are making. This is a liberal video of Piker.
Gunshots at the Trump rally? Shut the fuck up. No. America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
This is 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Worse than what Saddam could have.
Saddam's not a bad guy. 52. This is a Democrat. 60.
Utterly.
65.
Of the week is also been hallucinating rapes once again.
65.
Doing rape fantasies once again because they're fucking
rapes
mentally
didn't happen.
Ill. Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Like the fucking Israeli government is if their kid dies, it is almost 100% a direct consequence of the Israeli government blowing him to fucking bits for the crime of being captured and being in the vicinity of Palestinians.
65. 60 fucking 5. So let's make sure that we understand. 65. That's not a righty. That's a lefty. A lefty made all that shit. All right. Then he goes on a Mehdi Hassan, and Mehdi Hassan is a piece of
classic
shit.
one they throw you.
Yeah,
America deserved 9/11.
Yeah.
You've withdrawn that comment, I believe.
Yeah, I said it in 2019, and you know, if you listen to the
They're
full
laughing about
conversation, you very quickly understand what I'm talking about.
You're talking about foreign policy blowback.
Yeah, we're talking about foreign policy blowback.
But you could have phrased it better because it sounds like you're saying people deserve to die.
Of course.
Every fucking day, these cock fucking pieces of shit go on and say horrible things about America, and we deserved it. Neera Tanden is a piece of human garbage. She's one of the Obama people. Everything is racist. Everything is racist, according to me, all day long. This guy was Hong's biggest surrogate. As I have said, campaigning with Piker is a death trap, possibly in a primary, but certainly in the general election. And his influence is everywhere. This is just a round table of socialist bullshit from this week.
Rape is towards rape. It's towards the idea of and the act of rape, not towards the myth of this monster rapist, as now we've, born to be thinking of it that way. Because there definitely is a demonization of rape, in the sense of it is a spectrum. Distaste towards
rape is a spectrum. The city of Austin is hosting a Stop Muslim Hate training formed by DSA. His buddy, who's also part of it, Flanagan, up in Minneapolis. This is her.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Peggy Flanagan. I am the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and I'm really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today. I am incredibly clear that the Somali community is part
about
of the
Riley Lakin Act.
The first vote in the second Trump administration that he brought forward was for the Lakin-Riley Act. It was one of his biggest priorities. It stripped due process away from immigrants, allowed for the indefinite detention of adults and children.
Forgive the question, but it seems to have been a salient issue in this race. Where are you on Thanksgiving?
Listen, I love sitting down, hanging with my family, watching football on Thanksgiving, and my sister-in-law makes the best chicken dressing.
Okay, fair enough.
I would play Hong's reply, but it was just a bunch of diatribe. This is another DSA person.
Most of what we saw were crimes of poverty. People who were stealing things like toothpaste. People who were stealing things like...
Who the fuck votes that piece of fucking shit in? Who the fuck votes that piece of shit in? Who the fuck votes that piece of shit in? Who? What the actual fuck is that? Here's MSDNC saying Trump's the biggest socialist in the world.
Here's what I think, and I've been thinking about this for days now. The DSA has done a favor to non-DSA Democrats, to regular Democrats who are regular members of the party. They've listed what they believe in. Their chair made that clear. It's in Peggy Noonan's column this week. It's very clear. We're going to get rid of ICE, not just ICE. We're going to get rid of the border. We're not going to have a border anymore. We're not going to effectively control people coming in and out of the country. And so I think we're going to get rid of prisons. We're going to get rid of the Pentagon. We're going to negotiate. Well, what happens when your hostages are your former diplomats, like what happened with President Carter? People take your diplomats hostages. What do you do then? You need an army. You don't like to have an army, but you do need to have one. All these positions can be denied by any regular Democrat. All you have to do is go out there and say, thank you, DSA, for telling us what you believe in. I don't believe in that stuff. And discriminate, because you can't follow.
We've got breaking news from Wisconsin. CBS News has projected a winner in the Democratic primary for governor, and it's a surprise. This race turned out to be super close, but we estimate David Crowley.
No irony in that at all. They're not going to say that they had the wrong. They did the same thing they did in 2020 with the thumb drive bullshit. Here's another DSA piece of shit.
And figuring out,
Like, is there like how?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
There are so many Signal chats. Yeah,
Okay.
Signal is our preferred, communication of choice. But yeah.
The abortion doctors are all communicating with each.
This goes on for 10 minutes. I can't remember her name. She's really good. She goes into these things. And all this DSA shit is crazy. Which brings us to Al Sayed's fucking sister. So here are our Al Sayed sound bites for today. The Islamist. The guy who literally is for hijabs and putting motherfuckers in fucking hijabs and burqas.
It is going to require taxes. And the question of who pays those taxes is an important question. There was a philosophical debate about how much of those taxes we would ask working Americans to pay. And I fall on the argument that I think it's important that from the political economy perspective, that everybody pays a bit in. Because when you look at conservative...
That is him saying the middle class is going to pay. Because they're pushing on them. There's no way you can finance this shit.
Healthcare should be a choice made by a patient and their doctor. If that patient is under the age of 18, the parents as well, right? And I believe that Medicare for All should cover all health care.
Yeah.
The state of Oklahoma voted in a referendum to amend the Constitution to ban Sharia law. Same exact forces that drove native peoples from their land, destroyed Black Wall Street a century ago, bombed a building decades ago, and tried to ban Sharia law not a decade ago. Those forces are alive and well today.
That's who he is.
On top of these candidates, in their own words, their surrogates are just as bad, even worse, actually. We continue today our exploration of the radical socialist streamer Hassan Piker. Now, he's Abdul El Sayed's best friend, and he campaigns for him all the time. And African Americans out there, within the sound of my voice, need to listen up, and you must listen carefully. This is who socialists like Abdul El Sayed choose to keep for company. Just listen to this. Hassan Piker in Cut 8.
I don't give a f*** what black people care about. Oh, black people care about this, black people care about that. Like, shut the f*** up. That's not how politics works. Oh, well, Hassan, how dare you? Like it or not, black people care about this issue. It's like, it's such a f***ing stupid stance. Any other?
He goes on for fucking 5 minutes of just the shit he says. But they're missing the point. Piker got a Rolling Stone. Piker is going to be allowed to do it. His sister, though, this fucking piece of shit, why settle for screenshots of tweets from Ayman Abdullah Assas, Abdul Hamas, Harami, Balabi, El Sayed's half-sister, when the video is 1,000 times more revealing? Ayman Abdullah, fuck the University of Chicago, but it's my best shot at power.
Fuck the University of Chicago. It's evil. Like, you know, it's a colonial landlord. Like, why would I put any of my political energy into this space? And I kind of had a little bit of disdain for like people who spent a lot of time doing that. And the genocide really collapsed that and made me realize that, two things. One is that, well, my students needed me. So it was like, oh, I have to organize here to take care of my students who I do care about. But I also realized, and I think this is a painful lesson that a lot of us in the Palestine Solidarity Movement have been learning, is that we don't have power. We can shift the moral authority all we want, and we've won the moral question. Like, that was the imperative that we've had. Done, check. Like, put Palestine in the national consciousness, we did it. Make people sympathetic to Palestine, teach the history, we did it. Like, now you have white boys on the north side of Chicago being like, hey man, free Palestine. I'm like, oh, okay, now did not see it coming, glad it's here. But what we don't have is power, and I think for me, the question of base building is about, I think the question that I'm asking myself, and I'm asking you to ask yourself, is where can I actually build power? Turns out, I work at one of the biggest employers in the city of Chicago. I work at a place that is a landlord, a healthcare provider, a police force, fuck that shit, but they are, right? And a place where I have access to thousands of people that I could potentially organize. And you know what? It's not fun. Organizing academics? Next time you're in your organizing meeting being frustrated, please think of me. Please think about me trying to organize like academics. Like, it's brutal. I never saw this coming. However, but I'm just like, actually, this is where I need to build power, right? Like, this is my best possible structural leverage.
It is everything about the left in one soundbite. Fuck everything. Destroy everything. I'm going to brainwash. These are just her hits. I'll go through the slides really quick, but these are her hits. This is who this fucking piece of shit is. This piece of shit is a fucking piece of shit. These are just a few of her favorites. Excuse me if I don't celebrate the transfer of stolen land from one colonizer to another. July 4th. Trying to figure out, I've always hated fireworks, so I've been recently become old. Lord, please help me have empathy and compassion for the people who just now discovering that America is a pretty evil place that hates indigenous, black, brown, trans, queer people. You think it's like just normal shit, but she's all of them at once. All of them. If I were attached to genocide, Thanksgiving would be a lovely holiday. We can't have nice things under settler colonizing. I was anxious about my 5-year-old niece had some settler colonial propaganda at school, so I asked her what they learned about Thanksgiving. Her response, turkeys. I hope the world would rise up against the U.S. empire. We're going to play this in a second, where she celebrates October 7th. She is currently a professor at the University of Chicago. I want to start by saying, Ali Akbar. I have the video. I'm going to play it. I've warned about this. This is a Twitter account I follow, Niznella3. I've warned about the professors for a year. If you think Abdul El Sayed is in agreement with terror supporting sister, you're blind. Radicalism runs in the family. Professor Iman Abdallah teaches at the University of Chicago. On the morning of October 7th, she celebrated online Good Morning Freedom. After the massacre, she called for violent student uprising on the streets of America. Let Palestine break this country wide open. Long live the student intifada. On October 25, she attended a protest at a Broadview ICE detention center outside of Chicago. She was arrested for violating violence and spit on a police officer. She currently charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery along with 2 misdemeanor counts of resisting arrest. Her social media is flooded with anti-Semitic garbage and anti-American propaganda. She's still employed. Her Department of Education is about to shove over $500 million in the hands of her university. It goes without saying, there should be all hands on deck from the White House and our intelligence community. This is her.
The good news is we did our job. We protested, we marched, we wrote, we called, we sat in, we blockaded. And you know what? Everyone is listening to us. The American public, we do not rule this country. We do not rule the world. The masses do not rule the world. There is a tiny class of greedy capitalists who run this entire world against our will. We have written your life. You're never going to get this time back. You're never going to get this hour of your life back. This is how you chose to spend it. This is how you chose to spend this hour of your life. Protecting death. Standing up for Trump. Being on the right side of history. I hope you go home and do any other job.
She's a lunatic. Here is a brief, and then I'll play the full October 7th orgasm.
The narrative that might equals right. The narrative that we should just give up and accept an unjust status quo. God is greater, and we are greater than this moment. We will get past this. I hope that all of you take a moment to grieve all the siblings that we've lost over the past year, to acknowledge that you are a different person than you were a year ago. And my name is Iman Abdelhadi. I'm a Palestinian Egyptian organizer and scholar and writer. I want to say Allahu Akbar. That phrase means God is greater, and it's I want to say Allahu Akbar.
Do you think he doesn't believe this? I'm going to finish this, but do you think for a second this isn't him? Piker, most of the left, the Red-Green Alliance, where they just fucking hate America. Hate America. You can't have nice things. Excuse me if I don't say, okay, this is the same shit. So many people covered this radical runs in the family. We can't have nice things. Ali Akbar. Over the weekend, University of Chicago professor Iman Abdallah was detained outside the Broadview ICE detention center. Latest example of University of Chicago showing us this rogue professor to stir chaos and skirt accountability under the banner of activism. Meet Michigan Democrat Senate nominee Abdul El Sayed's sister. This was what she thinks of the U.S. I hope the whole world rises against the U.S. empire. Excuse me if I don't celebrate the transfer of stolen land. Lord, please help me have the empathy and compassion. She put her shit to silence. You can't get most of this stuff. This is, let me put this back because we're going to do this in the next thing. This is her arrest picture. This is this great person. This is his sister. This is who he is. He doesn't get a pass. 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 He just doesn't. I'm going to flip ahead because I have a bunch more of her from her actual feed. Here we go. Let me bring this down because we're going to keep playing this. This is her in her own words. We have plenty of her words. Tweets from Biden or Kamala mourning far-left freak Charlie Kirk suffering and consequences of his actions. Tweets from Biden and Kamala mourning any of the U.S. citizens murdered by Israel. Free Palestine, motherfucker. This is something that sent her. You're a rabid anti-Semitist who defends 1/10/7 Hamas massacre, denies the rapes and atrocities against children of 10/7, and was just another example of the anti-Semitic poison has been inserted into higher education. I don't think the tweet supported the claim, but I also understand you erased some tweets, so I have a journalistic responsibility to ask, what were in those? Was that where the rape denials were? I tweeted October 7 in Arabic something like, it's a morning of freedom. A Palestinian woman named Abel Jamal wrote a beautiful essay that explains how before there were images of any of the atrocities of the day, the images that were being seen were images of borders coming down, images of military checkpoints being taken down, images of children gathered on a bulldozer. At those images, a lot of us were just like, whoa, that felt like people accessing freedom. She didn't answer the question. That's that piece of shit. That's a 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 piece of shit. This is who the Dems are putting into fucking positions of power. This is who they want. They are Piker. They are Hassan. They are all, they're El Sayed. They are pieces of fucking shit. This lady shouldn't be in charge of children. She should not have a voice in our country because her voice is against the country. There's a difference between freedom of speech and sedition. She is sedition.
That phrase means God is greater, and it's an important phrase in the Muslim tradition. It's one that I've been thinking about a lot over the last year because it's a phrase that reminds us that no matter how great the brutality, the oppression, the intensity of what we're going through.
This is October 8th. This is all her. Look at this.
Hierarchical relationships with them. I think.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep this. That's a good one, but I'm going to go through all these individuals. Here's all her shit. I went through a whole crap.
I'm a DSA member. I've actually been a DSA member for a long time. I love to carry my card around, although I don't think we do the cards anymore, but I like to be like, I'm a card-carrying socialist.
She's in charge of your children.
And the sort of destruction of the nuclear family,
destruction
of the nuclear family,
replacement of the nuclear family,
right? That we imagine a world that where who you're related to, who you're married to, who I don't know that people get married, but you know who you have long-term romantic or otherwise relationships with, who you want to live with. That none of that matters for what you have access to eat.
Iman Abdelhadi.
See, that is seriously hardcore leftism. Destroy the nuclear family. Don't believe in a religion. Believe in the government. Get you in. Install Sharia. That's what she wants. That's what he wants. That's what they all want. They're coming under the guise of we're here on your side. And then they put you in shackles.
I'm an assistant professor at the University of Chicago. And I co-wrote a novel called Everything for Everyone, an oral history of the New York Commune, 2052 to 2072.
We are going to continue to see attacks on the university, and we're not going to see the American public come to our defense. I think there's a reason that people didn't take to the streets when Harvard was attacked. Or for me, some of the most depressing moments are when, our book is taught, and I have like a 19-year-old say to me, but no one's going to work if you don't. And I'm a hardcore materialist, right? Like I'm a Marxist, I'm a materialist, but at the end of the day, like the ideology, the way that the ideology of this.
And on that revolutionary horizon, want to perform abortions in a church, but before it's all said and done.
The only real difference between marriage and prostitution is the price and the duration of the contract. We can
Do you hear that?
For family abolition. We can imagine family abolition because we have seen Black women do it, because we have seen these.
There's a relationship between narrative building and organizing and building power, which I agree should be the ultimate goal. In a sense that I think, at least on the left in the U.S., we are so used to losing. We lose all the time, and I think that we have stopped imagining what it's like to win, and
what we saw with the Mamdani campaign isn't just that he won despite of Palestine, and every mainstream media outlet painted it as a fight between him and New York Jews. Mamdani won the Jewish vote in New York.
Capitalism is at the root of pretty much all of our social ills and has some way that it plays a lot into all the oppressions that we face.
We just launched a website called Project 2052, which it's a way to imagine, a revolutionary future. I went to like 12 different campuses last year in the moment right after.
The narrative that might equals right.
Right
the
after
narrative
October
that
7th.
We should just give up and accept an unjust status quo. God is greater. Hi, my name is Iman Abdelhadi. I'm a member of the American Sociological Association, and I'm voting yes on the resolution for justice in Palestine. As a Palestinian, these have been some of the hardest months of my life. But I find great solace in the fact that I reside in a discipline that calls for justice, that sees inequality, and I hope that my fellow ASA members apply that same logic to Palestinians.
Here's the poll.
Well, I was interested because I couldn't think of another example where you actually had a Democratic candidate who was down at least 4 points in a Senate poll in Michigan. And it turns out for this entire century, Abdul El-Sayed is the only one in a poll that meets CNN standards for publication. This is extremely, extremely, extremely unusual. Abdul El-Sayed breaking records in the ways that you don't want to. In fact, he is the first Democrat down by this much, as I said, in a century since 1994. Now,
and people didn't know about his sister. But they're going to know now. To immigration.
And when we win this race, how are you going?
We're going to keep bringing in immigrants in this country on purpose, just so they can fuck your sister. And then maybe even your daughter. We're going to destroy the white race, bitch. That's what we're here to do.
He sent a guide for us. He sent the truth.
That you coming down.
Illegal immigrants killed 13,000 Americans in 2024. The total.
Let's work towards that. Let's work towards a Muslim mayor. Next election that comes in, nominate people for the school board of education. Next election that comes here, nominate people for the local township. Begin the demographics change. People converted. There's a big, huge conversion going on in this country. Where are the converts? They just convert and they're gone in the wilderness. The other thing, children. Muslims have the highest population. Average, they did a Pew Foundation did a research study, Pew Foundation, and they said that Muslim household average is 3.4 child per family. The white American has 1 child per family. We're already beating the march.
So rumors started over the weekend that the bikers from Sturgis were going to come up and ass fuck all these Islamists. Dearborn, Michigan police are panicked and begging residents to stay home from August 18th council meeting because anti-Islam protests are expected. Police says, please stay home. They know Americans are fed up with the Islamic invasion. Keep the protests going. Stop the Islamization of America. I'm going to take this image, and I'm going to put this image right here, and I'm going to put it over the top of this shit, and I'm going to come back to it when we play our sound bites. In 2020, during COVID, the Dearborn police never warned protesters not to attend the George Floyd protest. No. Christian Crusade, join me and the Christian Brothers. I think I'm understanding what he's doing. Another person, why are we fighting Islam in Iran but voting for it in America? Very interesting. The reality is that we, as a society, are cult, and we're letting this shit happen. Listen to this motherfucker talk. And I think Jake lying, to finish my point, I think he's doing it just to see if the media's ever going to cover it. When have you ever seen in the entire time of America a racist motherfucker goes to a town and fucks with brown people and the evening news don't even cover it because they can't cover it? If they cover it, they're going to see Sharia police, they're going to see every woman's in burqas, and that it's fucking Mogadishu, not motherfucking America. Listen to this cuck.
Groups from outside our community may come to the Dearborn City Council meeting on Tuesday, August 18th. We've been monitoring the situation closely and coordinating with our state and federal partners. We have a plan in place, and you'll see an enhanced presence of police officers. But here's my direct ask of our residents. Please stay home. These groups that are coming here are coming for one reason, and that's to provoke a reaction and generate attention. If nobody shows up to react, they have nothing. The most powerful thing that this community can do is refuse to give them an audience.
Yep, that's the most powerful thing you could do, you fucking piece of shit. This was literally in New Jersey. No, I'm going to play this one first. We don't want to assimilate in American society and disappear. We want to completely revamp America and make them Muslims. Our final objective is to create an Islamic system that rules all over America. This was 1989. It's been part of their plan all along. And, of course, they're very smart. They have a woman giving the speech.
American melting pot. We do not want to melt into American society and disappear. We want to go into American society with Islamic ideals and revamp their thinking. We want to revamp them. We want to turn them into Muslim individuals. We shouldn't have feelings of a distaste for them or intolerance because they're potential Muslim. Education is one of the most important areas that Muslims have to address. And while our objective, our final objective, is not just to become part of the system that we experience now and that we see, our objective, our final objective, is to create our own Islamic systems, and not only create Islamic systems for Muslims, but to look at all the other people who are sharing this country with us as potential Muslims. And in that long-range process of making America Muslim, all of America Muslim,
making all of America Muslim. Here is a lady. I think I have this one. Damn it. Let me try to find it. I think it's this one.
People of the West, wake up. This is happening.
Islam will be in every household. Inshallah, the whole world is Muslim.
The reason the West doesn't really understand or can't comprehend what the Muslim Brotherhood is doing is because the Muslim Brotherhood instills the fear of, oh, what if it's Islamophobic?
Islamophobia.
Islamophobia. I want to criticize the Muslim Brotherhood. They want you to think that you're preaching Islamophobia.
Yes.
And they might sue you. They might make your criticism expensive for you to see.
There's an invasion that's happening by the Muslim Brotherhood in the West. They're not going to use the same tactics that they did before because that was a different time. Now they're going to use it through PR strategies and inclusivity meetings and all those nice sounding words. But the end goal of that is to eventually instill a caliphate system in the UK. Or in the West.
Do you think
general.
it's that serious?
I believe so.
And how well do you think they're doing?
Well, at the moment they're doing very well. They're doing very well.
That's interesting. That's very interesting that they fucking admit that they're doing very well. This is a lady in Italy telling her to wear a hijab or she'll get raped. And I'm pretty sure I have this someplace else, but I want to play it right now because this is the most shocking thing I've fucking seen in a long time. I cannot believe this is allowed on the fucking street corner. It's just allowed on the street corner. It's not that big a deal. You can just go and do this because, you know, fuck it.
Te lo dico io, che devi stare attenta come allora non esce a casa con bello, scusa, te lo dico, non lo devi fare, non è un commento che ti sta a far cazzo,
Non ho capito, detto, scusami.
She doesn't even know. Wear a hijab or we're going to fucking murder your ass. This is New Jersey and Newark. saying Ali Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
That's America. That's fucking America, man. But it doesn't look like America. These are just a few cases. I'm not doing as many. Europe is so crazy that it will house a Sudanese asylum seeker with known violence. This person will then stab an innocent man in a Belfast sparking riots across the city. Europe is so crazy that an Afghan migrant with prior knife warnings is allowed to roam free. He then carries out a stabbing in a park and killing a toddler and a bystander. No prison time. Europe is so crazy that a migrant with multiple sexual offenses conviction is not deported. He then stalks and murders women and her child with a fucking axe. Europe is so crazy that a small boat arrived with red flags in the house among locals. He then follows and brutally murders a young woman at a train station. Rihanna White had just finished her shift at the park and hotel, and we covered it. She was on the platform. Majek launched his attack, stabbing her 19 times. Mohammed Hijab. Message to all anti-Muslim far right that want us deported. I understand you hate us and feel invaded, dominated, etc. Please realize the following. You are nothing but cowards who are only loud on this platform. If you showed that violent energy to me in real life, I would quickly enslave and degrade you intellectually and physically, criticizing me all you like under this post, but realize you will never step up to me in real life. I am your boss. I am your master. Hi, Mohammed. Bless your heart. You think we're afraid of you? This ain't Europe. We have a Second Amendment. We enjoy Second Amendment. Our guns have gun attached to them. Anything extremists like you need to be afraid of is us. They think they can do it. I love this. A couple of boat-voter hookers might do the trick. Former conservative minister Edwina Curry suggests a policy of brothels in villages near asylum seekers as the way to reduce sexual violence. And that's fucking sad, because she's probably right, because they get away with this shit. Like, they just get away with this shit. Nobody stops them. They just fucking are raping and raping and raping and killing, and we're just not doing anything worldwide because we've been cold by racism and Islamophobia. This is on Twitter or TikTok. This is a woman showing how to murder a motherfucker using a teddy bear. This is okay. That is a baby. She's killing a baby. This is a journalist, end quote. He's in the press or he's not. Here's another killing. Going to kill. This is how you chop a fucking head off, she says. You can't talk about killing, rape. You can't search black. You can't search anything. But you can show a video on how to murder motherfuckers because you know that's how we roll and shit. Okay.
There's nothing irrational about fearing a culture that does not respect or tolerate Western civilization. I hear so many leftists throw around Islamophobia. That's a made-up term. Okay? There's nothing irrational. An irrational fear is the definition of phobia. There's nothing irrational about seeing Islam and its culture and its values and its beliefs and its behaviors and saying, this is a problem. I'm scared of this. Islam is not just a religion. It is a lifestyle. And their main goal is to eradicate Western civilization. And Democrats are letting it happen all over the planet. Look at the UK, for example. In the year 2000, in England and Wales, 7,000 reported rapes. In the year 2024, 71,000. And those are just the ones that are reported. What changed in that time? Oh, I wonder. That is an 800% increase. And y'all don't see that as a problem. Women are scared to walk the streets of the UK right now. And you won't listen to them when they talk about it. You call them racist. It's the truth. They're afraid because these men do not respect women. It's in their culture. Islam doesn't even see rape as a crime. And to be prosecuted for rape, In this culture, you have to have 2 men witnesses that will testify that it happened. Otherwise, the woman gets punished. The UK and now America are sacrificing their wives and daughters for diversity credit. And it's not phobic to say that because that's what's happening. Every single area that has welcomed a mass migration has been objectively destroyed in Europe. Every single one. Go look for yourselves. And instead of seeing that and saying, there might be a common pattern, you just call people racist for talking about it. You took a massive culture that hates women, hates children, hates gays, hates white people, hates America, hates Western civilization, brought them into Western civilization and said, hey, maybe because now that they're on different soil, they'll change their behavior. They'll change their moral compass and their core values because they moved somewhere else. No, they're bringing it with them. And of course they are. Why wouldn't they? There have been so many studies done back in the old days before the media today buried them. But in the early 2000s, late 90s, so many studies from educational peer-reviewed places, Harvard University, Yale, all of these different spots that have some of the world's best research, right? Educational research, have done studies on mass diversity, mega diversity in communities. And it fails every time. In 2001, a study was done by a Harvard professor. He spent years on this study, hoping because he was a liberal for a good outcome that diversity worked. Come to find out, holy crap, it doesn't. People got less involved in their community when it was mega diversity. They got less involved in schooling when it was mega diversity. People weren't as quick to report crimes in diverse spaces. They didn't assimilate well at work together. They didn't assimilate well at stores together. Everything objectively failed when you tried to bring too many diverse people in the same small area. And of course, the left and the media bury these kinds of studies because they want brownie points to other cultures that they're the good one. There's nothing phobic about saying some cultures do not blend into the West. They don't. It's proven time and time again, and their behavior is that proof alone.
Yeah. Everything she fucking said is right. Look at this.
Radical. Okay,
which
one is the version that makes you a suicide bomber? Every single one. Every single Quran. If you take the Quran literally, you will be a violent person. Why? Because the Quran says, "Aqtuluhum haythu taqtuluhum." Kill them wherever you find them.
In every version of the Quran.
Every single version of the Quran.
Every version.
The Jews and the Christians.
Anybody who actually talks.
Wake up. This is
I already
happening.
get this one. Sorry. Here's let's see. I am citizen.
Palestine looks like this because of Palestinians. And I can prove this because even when they come into Europe, Palestinians have some of the highest rates of crime and violence of any group of people. Somalia looks like this because of Somalis. And I can prove this because Somalis have the highest rates of unemployment and welfare dependence, sometimes more than
in the
80%
United States.
In every single Western country they move to. And Syria looks like this because of Syrians. And I can prove this because it was Syrians who tore apart their own country in a civil war. And even when they come and live in our countries, they...
Coming up this season on The Real Housewives of ISIS.
This is hilarious.
It's only 3 days till the beheading, and I've got no idea what I'm going to wear.
Yes.
Abdul seduced me online. He had me at free healthcare.
But this is what's happening. This is Los Angeles. Teachers are patrolling the area looking for ICE instead of actually, like, doing their fucking job and shit. Teaching those kids who are mostly Latino and don't speak the King's English. But, you know, fuck it. Let's not actually be honest. I missed this one because it's sad as fuck. Iraqi illegal immigrant who killed a 16-year-old Ukrainian refugee by pushing her in the front of a train in Germany avoids prison. Wasn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And last but not least, this is for our lead, then we go into separate topics. This is Japan. We should be Japan. This lady goes
what this
the fuck
politician
off.
is saying about people disrespecting the Japanese flag.
そもそも今日に至るまで我が国の国旗に対してのみどれだけ汚されようが引き裂かれようがの場合であれば許されてきたということ自体が公平性を欠いていました。主要国においても自国国旗の損壊等に対する罰則を設けている国は多く、外国旗への損壊等に対してのみ罰則を設け、自分たちの国旗のみ保護されていないのは我が国だけでありました。各種世論調査においても国旗損壊罪の創設を支持する意見が反対を大きく上回っているのは
She goes on, and it's too loud, so I can't get the volume to go down. She goes on to literally just break that shit down good and proper, that it's foreigners. And before I go to our little individuals, I want to make sure we remember these were all migrants. People that came to our country, shouldn't have been our country, and they've murdered all sorts of people. I can play the fucking video of the 14,000 people killed because we just let these fucking savages in our fucking country and nobody fucking cares. Here's Piers Morgan with a guy from Hamas. Tell me this is a good guy.
There was a war there. Hamas took the first
This is different.
stage, started the war, launched the war, and Israel struck back. You can say that Israel may have struck back disproportionately. That's a question which is up to, I don't know who, to decide whether it's disproportionate or not. But the Israeli counteroffensive wasn't against the population of Gaza. It was against...
One simple question. One simple question. Why would you take hostage a baby? What possible justification? Never mind all the other crimes that were committed that day. Why would you kidnap a baby?
I told again and again and again. We have no instruction to do that. We never planned to take civilians.
So why did they do it?
No. I want to tell you something. This is a fact that in the beginning of this war, that I think we told some international organization we are ready to free all civilians in the beginning.
You still believe
chopped
that Israel
off
should be
baby
annihilated?
heads.
Well, the question appears to be fair. Now, what the existence of Israel? What they give? What this give the world? Something is better. Israel creating troubles with the Palestinians all the time, with Lebanon, with Syria, with everywhere. They drive United States now to open war with Iran. All the time they are creating troubles. Why Israel should exist?
There is a
He doesn't
report
answer
that
a
you yourself
goddamn question.
left Gaza before October the 7th and haven't been back. Is that true?
I left Gaza before October 7th. That's right.
Because they don't want to die.
Sorry. I have to interrupt there. When you say you don't commit crimes and you don't kill innocent civilians, we all saw what happened on October the 7th.
Yeah, he asked this question
Right,
3 times.
but I didn't ask you for your view. I didn't ask you to repeat your view. I simply said, Mr. Ahmad, I simply said, do you still think Israel should be annihilated? Yes or no? What's the answer?
I
Yes or
think
no?
the world should reconsider the existence of Israel. I think the existence of Israel is very dangerous for the Middle East, for the whole world. If Israel gives some good fruits to people, tell me what Israel is doing in the Middle East. Well, tell me what they are doing in the Middle East. They are killing, they are apartheid, they are racism, all kinds of bad things that Israel is doing in the Middle East.
You've made your position clear, Mr. Ahmad. Mr. Ahmad, you've made your views about Israel clear. People.
Okay, I'm going to try to find this. I played it on the last show, and I might just have to play her version of it. Had a black guy come in, and the black guy started going off right here. Okay, so this is what ends up happening. This was what I played. A black guy, free Palestine, motherfucker.
Ariana Hamilton, I like to place me in order for a free Palestine.
Free Palestine. So he went bonkers and screamed and yelled and acted a fucking fool, okay? This is the guy who did it. This guy is not, his name's Dark Independent. And I found it out because of another lady that I'll show in a second.
And there's plenty of people that took the liberties of enjoying your wife while you're out here harassing minorities when you're out here on duty. Now, as far as me categorizing myself as one of the individuals that partakes in
Racist white people fatigue. Hey, Mega, you wouldn't play this song out in the open, in public space, because I'd fucking kill you. He is just a fucking hateful fucking asshole. He's got this. That's an Islamic fucking flag. Alright? So this, I think this was the full soundbite I played, or the whole story.
I'm here at Burger King
and an employee in Burger King just said free Palestine to me. Ariana, what did you say to me? What did you say to me, Ariana?
And she got fired.
Okay, Ariana. Because I was just ordering food for my family, this woman looks at me and she says, where are you from? I said, I'm from Israel. And then she says, free Palestine. And I said, what does that have to do with anything? We came here to order food. But she insisted, free Palestine. Wait, say it again. I got you, Ariana, here at Burger King. No problem. So back in the car right now, obviously very upset, but we asked for a refund and we left the place.
This is the lady.
What did you say to me, Ariana? Okay, Ariana.
Hello,
what is
everybody.
free Palestine?
My name is Ariana Hamilton. I am the person from this video. First is my side of the story. I'm gonna keep it real short and simple. That man did come in very aggressively. I did not ask him where he was from, like originated from. I asked him, where's he from the Lehigh Valley. We get a lot of people
She
from
goes
a lot
on
of
and
different
basically
places.
says free Palestine. Then she's made $225,000. Now the Burger King was in a racist something. Everybody was like, "Oh, I can't believe Burger King did this."
Fired from her job at Burger King in Pennsylvania after a
Yeah,
customer told her he was
for
from
politics.
Israel, and she responded with "Free Palestine." He decided to film her to
Mhm.
confront her for what she said to him.
She did it on purpose because she's a fucking bigot.
What did you say to me, Ariana? Say it again.
The Burger
He's
King
Israeli.
employee who stood up for Palestine. Her name is Ariana, and this is her page. This is it right here. It's ARI and then the underscore WTV. I want you guys to notice she does have a GoFundMe. She was fired for that. This is her GoFundMe.
Now they're painting murals
What did
for
you say
her.
to me, Ariana?
Yo, if you don't know who this is Ariana. She was fired for saying free Palestine at a Burger King and has caught a lot of hate because of it.
He's got a Palestinian flag on his wall. So then it brings me into this lady. And I'm going to play it because this is the people that are treated better than us, get subsidies before us, get treated like they're amazing Americans every 4 years if a Republican wins. This is the most hateful, racist bitch on the internet. I'm fully apprised that this is it.
This genocidal, parasitic Israeli monster
Listen to that.
got a young black girl on minimum wage fired from Burger King for saying free Palestine. And Burger King, like the bloody fools they are, fired her, branding
She's not even in
free
America.
Palestine as hate speech. I want you to watch her side of the story.
Say it again.
All right, here, let's listen to this cunt. Come on, volume.
Burger King
There you
is
go.
only safe for Zionists, not safe for the rest of us. If Burger free Palestine as hate speech, then it's not. I think this young black girl is a courageous, strong, young generation who will not and watch the Holocaust time play out without saying something to the people responsible for it. And it's not just, it's the Israeli people. They're Sodom and Gomorrah freaking subscribe to her.
Listen to that.
For standing her ground. Contribute to her GoFundMe. Not alone.
Sodom and Gomorrah. Talk about a fucking piece of fucking shit. But they're everywhere. This is Chunk Unger.
I keep hearing this big tent Democratic Party. And you know what its majority is inside these tents? Are freaking clowns. So, Cenk, you're having these Cenks giving whatever. I've said crazy stuff. You know what I've never said, Cenk, in my entire life? America deserved Americans over 3,000 dying.
You need to stick up
Iran
for 'em.
may allow more ships to go through, ships that are, friendly from countries that are friendly to Iran in smaller numbers. But Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, these countries have Iranian blood on their hands. Iranians are very, they're very angry. And
Iranians. He's citing for Iranians. So as all this Palestine stuff goes up, this young brother comes on. And did you know that Palestine is racist as fuck against black people?
What's poppin'? So today's video is for my black brothers and sisters who scream free Palestine. I'd like to tell you about a place called Al Abid. Al Abid means the slave in Arabic. The 15,000 plus black people that live in Gaza live in a place called Al Abid, which is known as the slave quarters. Women have reported that they are chosen as second, third, and oftentimes fourth wives, never the first, not due to religious reasons, but based on racial biases. Black people in Palestine face racial discrimination, job discrimination, and often marriage bans. They're not even allowed to marry the same way as regular Palestinians. Now, if I, as a black person, went to a pro-Palestinian protest and looked to my right and saw the former Grand Wizard of the KKK, looked to my left and saw a Proud Boy or a neo-Nazi, I would feel that I was in the wrong place. Well, all of these things I just stated happen in real life.
No gays. Handmaid's Tale. Women must be in burqas. You're ignorant. The left is so ignorant. They know nothing about anything. Here's a guy who was, his son was part of the rape gangs.
And obviously she wasn't a virgin or new to sex.
So you don't see it as rape?
I don't.
And she's 13. She's 13 years old.
Yes, obviously, that's some responsibility lies for it. But as far as grooming is concerned, I think that the judge has gone over the board, the jury has gone over the board, the police has gone over the board, just because these lads were Asian.
That beautiful 17-year-old was murdered by one of the rape gangs. This is a father talking about Karath's own daughter, 17-year-old Anne-Marie, was stabbed to death by a Palestinian migrant. This is him speaking.
Inzwischen, wir sind mit über 1000 Opfern von mir gesagt. Wir betreuen inzwischen aktuell 36 junge Frauen, die Opfer sexueller Gewalt geworden sind.
Okay, I'm going to have to do this. This is so disgusting, I actually cried. Not being performative, it made me cry. It was early in the morning. They pissed on her and put shit all over a 10-year-old girl in Germany. And he's saying it. We are currently caring for over 1,000 victim families.
Wir sind mit über 1000 Opfern von mir gesagt. Wir betreuen inzwischen
We are
aktuell
currently supporting
36
36
junge
young
Frauen,
women.
die Opfer sexueller Gewalt geworden
We have
sind.
become victim of violence, including so-called gang rapes
Massenvergewaltigung, was wir vor 10 Jahren, 15 Jahren
in
gar nicht
Germany,
hatten.
which didn't exist here until 10 or 15 years ago. The youngest victim I am supporting was raped over several hours by 3 Syrian pieces of shit.
Sie haben auf sie uriniert,
They urinated on her, smeared her with feces, beat her, and kicked her.
beschmiert, sie haben sie geschlagen, getreten. Dieses Mädchen ist 10 Jahre alt.
This girl was 10 years old.
Erzählen Sie den Eltern,
10 years
erzählen Sie
old.
dieses
Don't tell the
Mädchen
parents, don't tell these girls anything about therapy or anything like that, because this lady's supporting it. These perpetrators cannot be rehabilitated through therapy if only because the training of our therapists is tailored to Central European socialization. That leads me to try to adjust. Do not apply to how these people were socialized. Whether your psychiatrist tried to make it from the Middle East or if it's a bag of rice fall from China, nothing comes of it. To which more people were socialized. It means we aren't even capable of rehabilitating these fucking animals. Fucking animals. And that lady, a woman who's a leftist, was trying to explain how they just need to be rehabilitated. That we don't need to get rid of them. Because we need them in our country. We need those pieces of shit. This is what they think. They are so cold and cucked and don't realize that they are the ones that are ruining a generation of kids. A generation. This is Cuda. There's 15,000 still there. They destroyed the fucking place.
What we as Muslims want to implement
Okay, let me
here.
pause this. This is a really good one. This is a woman. Oh my God, conservatives are going to take our rights away. More and more women are coming awake.
What we as Muslims want to implement here in the United States, we believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran.
love of my life.
You can't marry a young girl. Is there a police officer around here?
I'm already about to break his neck.
That was crazy. I did not know how to react with that. I condone it.
Child marriage?
Yes.
Child marriage in the Middle East is still a very real problem. Afghanistan's Taliban just passed a law that formally recognizes it. So we staged a social experiment to see how the public reacts to a child bride.
You'll always be the love of my life.
That's just wrong.
Your parents gave her
They
their
don't
blessings.
know that what 600 die from being
This is
fucked to
perfectly
death?
normal in our culture. You
They
should know that
just
by
don't
now.
know.
Stop photography. Is she okay?
This is my wife.
Hey, sweetie. You look scared. Are you okay?
She's perfectly fine. We're not married.
I heard that about I'm talking to her. Is there anything you would like me to do?
Right.
You're in America. That's kind of weird.
We got her parents' blessings.
Does anybody know her parents?
No.
She's not okay.
She's my wife now.
No. What?
Oh my god.
Is there a police officer around
Darling?
here? Blink twice.
Is there a police officer?
Okay, I need to go intervene. Hi guys, my name is Natalie. This is an actress. We're actually here today conducting a social experiment.
Oh, okay.
What was your first reaction?
This is wrong, and I could go, oh my God, I hope it's not a married.
I'm already about to break his neck.
I'm literally like tears. Like that was crazy. I did not know how to react with that.
Her face, she's so sad, so I'm so nervous.
My heart almost came through my mouth. If this was real, I don't know how I would sleep tonight.
Unfortunately, girls as young as her are being married off every single day. For example, in Iran, it's legal. Girls as young as 10.
Breaks my heart.
It makes me very sad and angry.
I don't agree.
No matter where it is, I don't think it's right. She's not consenting. She's not of age, even if it's in another country.
I'm Muslim, so I get it. But I don't agree with it at all.
I condone it. He should marry her. Yes.
You condone this? Child marriage?
Yes.
Unfortunately, in many of these countries, these young girls don't have anyone to advocate for them.
You want to make this country as evil?
It's extremism that does this to young girls.
Doesn't do this now. I think.
That's not true. This is happening in many Islamic countries around the world today.
If you can't stop it all over the world, how are you going to stop it now?
Just because it's not being stopped currently, that means you think it's okay?
It's not okay. I'm saying it makes sense.
You know, there's certain people who still say this isn't happening anymore, but it is. What's the kind of message you would want to send to these girls?
Just let them know that there's people here that are against it.
People need to be brave enough to come here and make a change and stop that kind of thing from happening.
You're worth a lot more.
When it's far away, most people can't act and do anything, but like if it's in front of you, you can probably intervene and like see how much you can help.
Thankfully, there's people like you to try to stop this from happening right here. So thank you for intervening.
No problem.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sweetheart.
Even though this horrifying act is still practiced around the world, it was refreshing to see Americans stand firmly against it and make sure that little girl felt seen.
How in a million years I never thought we'd be here. We're here. We're fucking here, folks. It's fucking scary, to be quite honest. It's beyond scary. So I'm going to finish with a couple. This is a Toronto policeman, a policewoman being chased around. He destroys her fucking car, and she never does anything. She just runs because she can't control this guy because he's a fucking goddamn savage. But, you know, whatever. He's a migrant. We're going to do a few little ones, and then we'll do our close. Okay, so this is a museum, and this fucking guy was a speaker.
This building originally was built in 1926, but here's the kicker. That was when Austin was very segregated. So the good news is, in 1933, and over a long period of time, citizens on the east side
He's not
said,
even
hey,
trying. Here's a teacher
Maybe
doing the training shit.
Doing something else, like anything else. Like
That's
any
teacher.
other job in the entire world.
We need to get
You
rid of the
wanna know
teachers.
where my political beliefs
Here's
stand?
the
It's very much
Massachusetts fucking piece of shit that did the full life abortion.
I promise that no matter what Donald Trump or Republicans in Congress or the Supreme Court does, we're going to continue to make sure that women and families have access to the health care that they need.
Healthcare is not killing a baby, and how are you still under threat? See, they're trying to recook it for the midterm because they can't get their people out because they have a bunch of goddamn fucking Islamists and socialists running. And so they're stirring up abortion again. Here's my question, Batman. It's already settled. You can murder it. You just passed the law. They can't stop it. Supreme Court authorized it.
Right here in Massachusetts.
Right here.
We're going to make sure that women in particular are able to make their own health care decisions, not the government. Now, the law that I sign is against the context of the moment that we're in and the time in this country.
What?
We know that protecting abortion access and reproductive health care has been under fire. We saw it when the Supreme Court overturned Roe and the Dobbs decision back in 2022, the first time a court has ever taken away a right that was given. We've seen it as Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress continue to pass anti-abortion legislation, including extreme abortion bans. Today, 1 in 3 women in America live in a state with an abortion ban. President Trump's new Attorney General, Todd Blanche, over the weekend said that overturning Roe v. Wade should be made, quote, permanent in every state. That's what we're up against.
So kill your baby at 36 weeks. This is a lady, this is the Catholic guys I follow. And of course, they're just religious kids out there saying don't do abortion. Listen to what she says. You shouldn't have survived abortion.
Hij gaat koud dat jij geen abortus overleefd had.
Dus u geeft toe dat het dodenis.
Nee, maar jullie zijn echt...
Smile! You survived abortion!
I'm going to play it again.
Hij gaat koud dat jij geen abortus overleefd had.
I wish you hadn't survived abortion. And then last but not least, this is everything about the left, once again. This person deserves more rights than you, is a better person than you, if you believe in God and a family and pay your bills and taxes and don't think people should not be able to have opposing views like the left does. What the fuck is this?
Hello. So I'm looking for a caregiver, someone who's willing to let me move in with them for free and take care of me and treat me like a baby girl 24/7, 365 days a year for the rest of my life. I am a permanent age regressor.
To the club. Okay, yesterday this happened, which, God, my wife watched it. Was
directly ask you is, do you actually believe that anybody in TPUSA or Erica Kirk or Erica actually participated, had foreknowledge of, or facilitated the murder of Charlie Kirk?
I'm not going to get myself into a legal pickle here.
Oh my God!
Everything I said is on my podcast. I think
she never answered anything. She still believes they're in the TPUSA is part of it. She still believes that it's the grift. This is from the last show, and I just want to clear this up. The guy on the left side of the table is an IDF. The guy on the right side is Noodles, who's not a Republican. He's an anti-Semite. He attacks him in the parking lot. He hit him before this clip, and he headbutted him. It was a whole fucking thing, and it went outside, and it's all over the place. But I thought it was Islamist versus Jew, because I couldn't find any information on what the fuck it was, and then it went global, and it's all over the place. So it was a cat fight between two people, and whatever. These came up right as I was going to close. We're proud to endorse Mr. Dr. Abdul Hamram Baba Ablama, as I said, for the U.S. Senate. Dr. El Sayed understands the American gun violence crisis. He's an Islamist. Oh, look, a gun grabber endorsing a communist. I didn't see this happening. Hey, look, Gifford's endorsing an admitted socialist. Gun confiscation and communism go together like peanut butter and jelly. He's an Islamist. Vindman ran for office. No, Vindman said, moving toward the man. You can't fucking talk to me that way. Vindman then walked out shouting no when one constituent asked if they could ask one more question. A black woman told Vindman, if you don't want to listen to your constituents, then we're really just going to get another Republican. I don't think so. You're walking away, but I am Jewish, and I am a migrant, ma'am. At least 2 transgender women and 1 transgender man challenged Venmo over his May vote for GOP-backed legislation affecting transgenders. Blah, blah, blah. Transgender people should trust Democrats to protect them. Vindman said he was listening. He said, despite you were all attacking me. Shut the fuck up, the committee member responded. No, Vindman said, you can't do this. So it's not going well with him. And then to show that they're all Islamist, if someone told you God whispered in their ear 3,000 years ago that all your stuff actually belongs to them and that they had to drive you out of your home and take it for themselves, you call the police because you're talking to a dangerous psychopath. In the 15th century, Ottoman Turks conquered Constantinople, a Greek city, because they believed Muhammad whispered in their ear to conquer it. If Muslim Arabs who are colonizers have administrative rights in the East Jerusalem, why do Greeks not have to show more, blah, blah, blah. If someone told you kill everyone who doesn't think like you, marry a 6-year-old girl, and every time you kill someone, God is great, you say, oh, that's a Muslim. Negative levels of self-awareness from Turk. That's what they think of every religion but the one that's actually killing people. So that wraps up another brutal edition of Flyover Politic Podcast. Share with your family and friends. Go to Flyover Politic with K and SoundCloud, YouTube, foppodcast@gmail.com. Not doing interviews because I get a lot of those emails. Nope, don't. Going to go with our next show because I'm a day early. Let's go Wednesday the 19th. Day of August, year of our Lord 2026. Until then, disconnect from all your devices. Don't give the yeah-yeahs. And as always, thanks for listening. Stay safe and stay away from the left and Islamists.